Welcome to the 98th installation of the officers for Sugar Land Masonic Lodge, number 1141. We appreciate you being here this evening. First, I have some distinguished guests to introduce. First, we have past Grand Master Brian R. Dotson, Grand Master of the Masons of Texas, 2004. Four, six. We have Brother Past Master Gary Kwiswicki, District Education Officer, District 30B.
Thank you,
We have Past Master C.D. Seams, District Instructor, District 30B.
Thank you, Right Worship.
Past Master Cody Cockroft, Junior Past, by the way. Congratulations on that. District Education Officer, District 108.
Thank you, Right Worship.
Thank you. Where's Dwight Holland? Is he outside? Okay, so outside is Dwight Holland. He's past Eminent Commander, Fort Bend Commander in 2014, and Ernie Keeson in 2015. With that, Brother Installing Marshal. There you go. I'd like to introduce Past Master Al Davis. He's our installing officer. He was District Deputy Grand Master last year, so thank you for being here. We appreciate that. If you will please call the roll of officers to be installed.
Worshipful Master David Call Berndt. Senior Warden Everett J. Highnote. Junior Warden Gavin M. Sweeney. Chaplain Randy R. Whitaker. Junior Deacon Christopher M. Choate. Senior Steward Christian R. Mendez. Junior Steward Jose L. Flores Jr. Master of Ceremonies Robert G. Disney. Marshal Landon J. Dickerson. Tyler Robert A. Rogers.
I would also, I'm sorry to Right Worshipful Doug Hudson for District Deputy Grand Master in Masonic District 30C. Please accept my apologies, my brother. I'm sorry. I did looking over there. Thank you very much for being here. If everyone will please rise for the invocation. Past Grand Master Johnson, if you would please offer the invocation.
Let us pray. Father, as we come before you in prayer, we ask your blessings upon this lodge and these officers who are going to lead this lodge for the soon Masonic year. Endue them with wisdom, strength, and courage that they may lead this lodge in all the ways that you have prescribed for us in this building. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I will now turn the program over to the past Eminent Commander Dwight Holland, Fort Bend Commander number 74.
Stand the guard. Forward. March. Cone left, cone right. March. Stand the guard. Halt. and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the flag of our beloved country. It is always stationed in the position of the highest honor in every public institution. It is a constant inspiration to every lover and patriot of his country. It demands unswerving loyalty and wholehearted devotion to the principles of which it is the glorious representative. It is the majestic symbol of freedom under constitutional government. Beneath its protecting folds, liberty, equality, fraternity have become the heritage of every citizen, while the oppressed of many nations have found peace and happiness in the land over which it flows. The flags of mighty empire have come and gone, but the stars and stripes remain. Alone of all flags, it expresses the sovereignty of the people which endures when all else passes away. Speaking with their voice, it has the sanctity of revelation. He who lives under it and is loyal to it is loyal to truth and justice everywhere. So long as it flies, the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Join me at this time to say the pledge of allegiance to our country's flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Stand guard. Return the flags to their position to the east. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the members of the Standard Guard tonight. Sir Knight Ernie Keeson, Fort Bend Commander, number 74. Sir Knight Don Jaworski, Fort Bend Commander, number 74. And I'm Dwight Holland, past Commander of Rosenberg, of Fort Bend Commander, number 74. Standard guard, left face, forward, mark.
Master Davis, so we'll go ahead and get started with our opening. Y'all may be seated.
The officers to be installed will please rise. Worshipful Master, I present the officers elected and appointed of Sugar Land Lodge number 1141 for installation. I believe each of them to be well qualified to discharge the duties of his office, and each has signified his willingness to accept the same. I therefore ask that they be duly and constitutionally installed in their respective offices.
Brother Marshal, you will present the Worshipful Master for installation, and the remaining officers may be seated. Worshipful Sir and Brother, I take pleasure in installing you into this honorable office with the usual ceremonies. But previous to being invested with the insignia of your office, it is necessary that you should signify your assent to those ancient charters and regulations which point out the duty of a master of the laws. There's 15 of these, so just answer one time. You agree to be a good man, true and strictly obey moral law. You agree to be a peaceful citizen and cheerfully conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in the plots or conspiracies against the government, but patiently to submit to the decision of the supreme legislature. You agree to pay the proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, credibly, and honorably by all men. You agree to hold in veneration the original rules and patrons of the Order of Masonry and to their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their several stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brothers when convened, and in every consistent with the constitutions of the order. You agree to avoid private piques and quarrels and to guard against intemperance and excess. You agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to your laws. You promise to respect genuine brethren and to discountenance impostors and to dissenters from the original plan of Masonry. You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of art. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being and to his officers when duly installed, and to strictly conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge, the Grand Assembly of Masons, that is not subversive to the principles and the groundwork of Masonry. You admit that it is not proper in the power of any man or body of men to take the innovations of the body of Masonry. You promise a regular attendance and on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on convenient occasions. You admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance be given to any irregular lodge or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of the order. You admit that no person can be regularly made a Mason in or admitted to a member of a regular lodge without previous notice and without due inquiry into his character. You agree that no visitors shall be received into your lodge without the due examination and producing proper vouchers of having there been initiated in a regular lodge. These are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Do you submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do.
Brother Berndt, in consequence of your cheerful conformity to the charges and the regulations of the order, you are now to be installed as master of this lodge, in full confidence of your care, skill, and capacity to govern the same. Brother Marshal, you will invest the Worshipful Master with the insignia of his office, which is the square. The various implements of the profession are emblematical of our conduct in life, and upon this occasion are cheerfully enumerated. The holy writings, that great light in Masonry which guide you all to truth, it will direct your path to the temple of happiness and point out to you the whole duty of man. The square, teach us to limit our desires in every station, that rising to eminence by merit, we may be respected and die regretted. The rule directs that we shall punctually observe our duty, press forward in the paths of virtue, and neither inclining to the right nor to the left in all our actions in eternity in view. The line teaches us the criterion of mortal rectitude to avoid dissimulation in conversation and action, and to direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions. You are to search at all times. Cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend to be ignorant of the excellent precepts it enjoins. You are now to receive the charter, by the authority of which this lodge is held. You are carefully to preserve and duly transmit it to your successor in office. Lastly, you receive in charge the bylaws, which you are to see carefully and punctually executed. Brother Marshal, you will seat the Worshipful Master and present the senior warden-elect for installation. Brother Hanover, the level demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share the same hope. And through the distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination, yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. For he who is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel may be entitled to our regard, because a time will come when the weanest knows on how soon, with all distinction, that by the goodness shall cease, and death, the grand leveler of human greatness, reduces to the same state. Your regular attendance in our stated meetings is essentially necessary. In the absence of the master, you are to govern the lodge. In his presence, you are to assist in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge in Masonry, attachment to the lodge, for the faithful discharge of the duties of this important trust. Look well to the west. Brother Marshal, you will seat the senior warden and present the junior warden-elect for installation. Missed that line, sorry. Brother Sweeney, I'll get this wrong. The plumb admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scale of justice in equal pose, and observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudice coincide with our line of duty. You is committed to the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is therefore indispensably necessary that you should not only be temperate and discreet in the indulgence of your own inclinations, but carefully observe that none of the craft shall be suffered to the convenience of the means of refreshment by intemperance and excess. Brother Marshal, you will invest the junior warden with his jewel, which is the plum. Brother Marshal, you will seat the junior warden and present the treasurer-elect. He's not here. The chaplain. Past master witness. Okay. It is your duty to perform these solemn services which we should constantly render to the Creator, and which, when offered by one whose example is to point to heaven and lead the way, may, by refining our souls, strengthening our virtues, and purifying our minds, prepare us for admission into the society above, where happiness will be as endless as it is perfect. Brother Marshal, you will invest the chaplain with his jewel, which is the Holy Bible. Brother Marshal, you will seat the chaplain and present the senior and junior deacons for installation, or the junior deacon for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the junior deacon with the badge of his office, which is the square and compass. Brother Choate, it is your province to attend the masters and wardens and to act as their proxies in the active duties of the lodge, such as the reception of candidates into the different degrees in Masonry, the introduction and accommodation of visitors, and the immediate practice of all rites. The square encompasses as a badge of your office. I entrust to your care, not doubting your vigilance and attention. Brother Marshal, you will seat the junior deacon and present the senior and junior stewards for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the stewards with the insignia of their offices, which is the cornucopia or the horn plymouth. Brothers Mendez and Flores, as stewards, it is your duty to assist the deacons and other officers in performing their respective duties, to see that the tables are properly furnished at refreshment, and that brethren are suitably provided for. Your regular and early attendance will afford the best proof of your zeal and attachment to the lodge. Brother Marshal, you will seat the stewards and present the marshal and master of ceremony for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the marshal and master of ceremonies with the insignia of their offices, which are the cross batons and cross swords. Brothers Dickerson and Disney, it is your duty to assist the senior deacon in preparing the candidates for initiation and to see that the needs of the candidate are provided, such as the candidate information program, ritualistic instruction, Masonic education, and information concerning the customs and usages of Masonry. Brother Marshal, you will seat the marshal and the master of ceremonies and present the tower for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the Tyler with the insignia of his office, which is the sword. Brother Rogers, I present you with the implement of your office. as the sword is placed in the hands of the tyrant, to enable him to effectively to guard against the approach of cowards and eavesdroppers, and to permit none to pass except those who are duly qualified. So it should admonish us as to set a guard over our thoughts, a watch at our lips, and post a sentinel over our actions, thereby preventing the approach of even unworthy thought or deed, thus preserving the consciousness void of offense towards God and man. Brother Marshal, you will seat the title and present the Worshipful Master for the charge. Worshipful sir and brother, to your care is committed the charter of this lodge and the government of the brethren who compose the same and are within the jurisdiction of said lodge. You cannot insensible the obligations to divulge on you as their head, nor your responsibility for the faithful discharge of the important duties annexed to said station. The honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend on the skill and assiduity which you manage its concerns, while the happiness of its members will be generated remotely in proportion to the zeal and ability to which you propagate the general principles in our institution. For pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature, which, rising in the east, regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, your province to spread and communicate light and instruction to the brethren of your lodge. Forcibly impress upon them the dignity and high importance of Masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them to practice out the lodge and the duties which they have been taught in, and by amiable, discreet, and virtuous conduct, to convince mankind of the goodness of the institution, and so that when a person is said to be a member of it, the world may know that he is one to whom burdened heart may pour out its sorrows, to whom distress may prefer its suit, and whose hand is guided by justice, and whose heart is expanded by benevolence. In short, a diligent observance of the bylaws of your lodge, the constitution of Masonry, and above all, the Holy Scriptures, which are given as a rule and guide to your faith, will be enabled to acquit yourself with honor and reputation, and lay upon the crown of rejoicing which shall continue when time shall be no more. Brother Marshal, you will seek the Worshipful Master in the east and present the wardens for the charge. Brother Senior and Junior Wardens, you are too well acquainted with the principles of Masonry to warrant any distrust that you will be found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to say that when you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate it, and what in them they may have appeared defective, you yourselves should mend. You should set examples of good order and regularity, for it is only by due regard to your laws, to also your own conduct, that you can expect obedience to them from others. You are to assist the master in the discharge of his trust, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom he shall place under your care. In the absence of the master, the craft may never suffer for the want of proper instruction, from the spirit which has to merit the applause of your brethren and the testimony of good conscience. Brother Marshal, you will seat the wardens in their respective stations. The members of Sugarland Lodge will please rise. Brethren, such is the nature of our Constitution that some must by necessity rule and teach, while others must, of course, learn and to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who are elected and appointed to govern your lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of the Masonic order to avoid exceeding their powers which they are entrusted, and you are too generous dispositions to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim, and that will be to try to please each other and to unite in the grand design of being happy and communicating happiness. Finally, my brethren, as the business of the lodge has been conducted in peace and harmony, so may it long continue. May you and your associates long enjoy every satisfaction and delight with disinterested friendship can afford. May kindness and brotherly affection distinguish your conduct as men and as Masons. With your peaceful walls, may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude and the annual reoccurrence of this auspicious solemnity. And may the tenets of our profession be translated through your lodge pure and impartial from generation to generation. Brother Marshal, you will proclaim the installation. The audience will please rise.
In the name and by the authority of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, I proclaim the officers of Sugarland Lodge number 1141, ancient free and accepted Masons, duly and constitutionally installed.
Thanks, Brother Marshal. Y'all make a seat. Worshipful Master Berndt. It is a great pleasure and honor to install you. You have been a friend of mine for a very long time, and I appreciate all that you have done for this lodge, working your way up from being a member to all the way here to the east. And it is my distinct pleasure to present you your gavel. I'm sure that this is a good start to your year, and I hope you'll go along with that. So, maybe this is a little bit fitting. I don't do that. So with that, I will take off my hat, and another true and trusted friend will present you your hat. Congratulations, sir. I wish you the best in your year. All my stuff here. I'm going back to my chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Brother Masons, through Masonry, through the years, the Worshipful Master has been identified amongst the other Masons as having some type of adornment on his head to clarify that he was the Worshipful Master of that lodge. Through the 98 years of this lodge, that tradition has carried through the same with each Worshipful Master. Brother Berndt, Worshipful Master Berndt. I've known you for quite a few years now, and I trust that you will wear this hat and guide this lodge the next year with the respect and the dignity as the other 98 Worshipful Masters have. That you will guide this lodge in peace and harmony and encourage the Masons to have good ideas, to listen to each idea, and see how they sound. With that, I present you with this hat. Honor.
Supposed to be inspirational for our festivities. We'll try. Inspirational.
I'm sure all your speeches will be inspirational.
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, family, and brethren, I would like to thank all of you for being here with us this evening. I would especially like to thank my parents, Arnold and Nori Berndt, for traveling all the way from Florida to the great state of Texas. I'd also like to thank Sir Knights Ernie Keeson, Don Jaworski, and Dwight Collins, Fort Bend Commandery number 74, for performing our flag presentation this evening. At this time, I would like the newly installed officers of Sugar Land Lodge to introduce their families and guests, if any have been able to make it. I'll start with Brother Tyler.
Worshipful Master, Right Worshipful Sirs, Warden, Brethren, guests. Unfortunately, most of my family is under the weather this evening and they were unable to attend.
Brother Master of Ceremonies.
Worshipful Master, brothers, warden, friends, family. My family is packing right now. We're leaving for Florida tomorrow. So we couldn't make it because everything really done.
Need a good travel agent? I can recommend one. Brother Marshal.
Worshipful Master, wardens, and brethren, my wife Erica is here in attendance tonight.
Brother Junior Stewart.
Worshipful Master, wardens, and brethren, my family's not here.
Brother Senior Stewart.
Worshipful Master, wardens, and brethren, guests, friends, family. My mom and my dad can make it. My dad is a past master of Horton Lodge 1411, Sinton Lodge 1012, Golden Trial recipient, past DDG, and all that good stuff. I'm just glad that they can make it all the way from the great growing city of Texas.
Brother Chapman.
No family here tonight. They're scattered amongst the nation. I have one daughter. There's her husband in the military in Hawaii. One is up near Dallas, and the other one is somewhere out in Rosenberg. So, no family tonight. They're all scattered around.
Brother Junior Deacon.
Worshipful Master, wardens, brethren, honored guests. My wife has been gone for about 2 weeks on travel. She's actually in Alabama tonight, and I'm looking forward to having her back tomorrow. So,
There you go.
thank you.
Brother Junior Ward.
Worshipful Master, my worshipful wardens, brothers, friends, and guests. My lovely wife is traveling, so she's not here. My youngest is with Grandma, and so instead I brought my father, Mike Sweeney, with me. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Brother Senior Ward.
Worshipful Master, Right Worshipful Sirs, wardens, and brethren, friends, family. None of my family are here tonight, but I would like to thank all of the brethren that have come from other lodges to come and watch our installation this evening. It does mean a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to the other brethren as well. Guests and family, thank you very much for coming tonight. Worshipful Master, thank you.
And I'm lucky enough this evening to have several guests here with me. I first like to introduce Elizabeth and Jason Jordan. I've known Elizabeth since 8th grade. More years ago than I'd like to admit. Let's see, who else do I have? I have one of my best friends, Chris Berndt. I've known Chris since 9th grade. He pretty much helped me get through high school and through college. Miss Beth Adams, who I had the pleasure to work with for several years at First Colony Middle School. And one of our mutual good friends, Ms. Crystal Hosiger, who's the band director up in Sheldon. What else do I have over here? That just leaves, I believe, my parents, who traveled from the mediocre state of Florida. The great state of Texas.
Very good.
Thank you all for attending this evening. Sugar Land Lodge was founded on December 10th, 1920, under the leadership of our first worshipful master, C.A. Dearness. Since that time, our members have been a pillar of this community. We choose to serve our community in several ways. We recognize our local teachers who excel in their field, and we recognize builders of our society. We award thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. We also help those less fortunate than us at Thanksgiving and keep in touch with the special ladies of our departed brothers. This year, we will be of service to the Sugar Land and Fort Bend areas by continuing our current efforts, as well as holding a school supply drive that begins today. Boxes for supply donations may be found in the lobby of this lodge, at the Houston Federal Credit Union on Kensington Drive, and at Dr. Moscone's dental office on Williams Trace. We will also be holding a blood drive. The flyers for both of the events were in the lobby as you came in. If you did not pick one up, you are welcome to get one on the way out. We will also sponsor the Fantastic Peak Fan Club for first graders at 2 of our local elementary schools. And we will be holding an event to recognize our community's first responders, as well as an event to honor local high school juniors who have shown great honesty and integrity during the upcoming school year. We will also be working towards increased communication with our members through a weekly email that will help keep them informed as to the status of our lodge and the events that we are holding, as well as with the community through our public Facebook page, which can be found at Sugarland Masonic Lodge, if you haven't done already. I invite each of you to like that page at your earliest convenience to keep up with the public events happening at Sugarland Lodge. We will also be increasing our visitation to and communication with other lodges in our area and their events, because Masonry is not confined to these 4 walls. It is important that we do our part to support other lodges in their efforts to improve our community and our craft. These things, along with everything else involved in operating a Masonic lodge, cannot happen without the help of every single one of our members and officers. Each officer of a lodge has many duties, as you have heard tonight. Many members of the lodge also have several duties to perform throughout the Masonic year, even though they are not officers. Each of us must do our parts. Each of us must help and support the others in our events and our tasks. By all of us working for the progress of our lodge while still upholding our traditions, Sugarland Lodge will thrive, will continue to serve our community, and will continue to serve our craft. Thank you. Custom-made Sugarland Masonic Lodge cookies and some very delicious banana pudding made by our own junior deacon, Brother Choate. It's very yummy, as well as some fruit punch and some lemonade and some tea. Give us just a few moments to get that all set up. Officers, if you will please stick around. We need to take a few pictures and then conduct a little bit of business, and then we will join everybody in the dining hall. Oh, we do have one more. Right Worshipful Tyksinski, and Past Master and Brother Secretary. Not junior. I can't call him Junior Past anymore. We have a presentation today.
We do.
Past Master Franklin.
Junior Past. Junior Past. Michael Treadgill. If you'll meet me on the west side of the altar with the Worshipful Master, we have a presentation. So as it is tradition that the outgoing junior past master presents to the newly junior past master your past master apron. As indicated by your year at the bottom, 2017, 2018, and underneath the flap, it is embroidered with your name, your year, and Sugarland Masonic Lodge. So, as we have been the best of friends for a very long time, I'm proud to present this to you. Thank you. Thank you.
before we go, if everybody will please rise for the benediction. Brother Chap.
Everybody please bow their heads. Our great architect of the university, thank you for letting us meet tonight as Freemasonry Masons, friends, and family. We ask you to watch over the ensuing year of these new officers, Lord. Then to guide this lodge for next year under peace and harmony, friendship. We ask this thing in your name. Amen.
So let it be.